Hey guys, what's going on? Jeff here from Films at Home, and I think I just found my new favorite 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. Hey guys, thank you for coming back to the channel for this video. We have a very exciting 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray review to do for you today. We're going to take a look at the masterpiece of a movie. I loved this movie, and it is Joker on 4K. I'm super excited to check this out because it looked incredible in the theaters, and I'm hoping it carries over to the 4K Blu-ray disc here. We're going to take a look at the visuals, the audio, special features, and talk a little bit about how the film was shot and what makes it a good candidate for a 4K upgrade, or whether you can stick with the Blu-ray for this one. If you are interested in 4K and Blu-ray collecting, home theater, movies of any sort, definitely consider subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And hello to all the new subscribers. We've had a ton of new subscribers in the last week, so I really appreciate that. Let's keep the growth going. Let's keep subscribing, and make sure you like the video and comment down below your thoughts on the movie Joker. And I always like to hear from you guys, so I'll be interested to hear what you thought about this movie if you saw it in the theaters. So Joker obviously was a monster hit at the box office. The movie cost something like $55 million to make. With marketing budgets and stuff like that, maybe it gets up to 75 million, but it made over $1 billion at the worldwide box office. So it's a monster success for DC. They really needed a big success. Wonder Woman was very successful. Aquaman did well, but Joker is really what's gonna trigger them to do more movies like this, hopefully, that are a little more serious and R-rated, because this did incredibly well. Stars Joaquin Phoenix. He is obviously the main character, Joker. Arthur Fleck, and Robert De Niro is, really the only other big name in this that you'd know. So the film was shot in 35 millimeter, which is, highly unusual for today's day and age. Everything's being shot digitally, but they shot this in 35 millimeter with the latest technology, the best lenses, the best cameras you can get. The film was then finished at a 4K digital intermediate. The digital intermediate is basically the finished digital version of the film that gets passed to movie theaters and then gets passed on to the 4K Blu-ray disc. So it has a true 4K resolution. This is not an upscale, and it actually is a downscale from 35 millimeter because there's so much data in 35 millimeter. This was shot at like 3.4K, 5K, 6K. It was shot at all kinds of different resolutions depending on the lens, but it was all shot on 35 millimeter, and we get an excellent 4K, real 4K picture here. The visuals on this are outstanding. I just popped it in and I saw it in theaters, so I immediately jumped through to a few different scenes that stuck out to me in the movie theater. I watched probably 30 to 45 minutes of this, just sitting here going through different scenes and looking at different moments, and it looks incredible. The detail on Arthur's face, the makeup, just in the opening shot actually is what struck me. Was he's putting on makeup at the desk, and you can see literally, like, people joked about this when HD came out, like, oh, you can see every pore, but you can see every pore on his face. There's even like a little scraggly hair on his chin that you could make out. You could make out the fine details of the makeup. It looked incredible. I mean, so good. And then there's other scenes later on that, get a little more colorful towards the end of the movie, and the HDR popped. It was incredibly crispy. Reds and blues and purples. Very bright, vibrant stuff compared to the rest of the movie, which is a little dark and kind of has a sepia tone to it almost. It's kind of a yellowish, brownish tone to some of the movie, and it is very dark, but the HDR is super helpful there. It has great black levels. Everything looked incredible. There was never a scene where I thought, wow, I wish this was a little bit brighter or a little bit better black levels so I could see what was going on. It looked awesome. There are scenes in the movie, this isn't a spoiler, but where he gets some blood on the white makeup, and that struck me. There's one scene in particular in the last third of the movie where he gets, there's a close-up on Arthur's face. He's got blood across the white makeup, and the blood looks so realistic. It's incredible. And the HDR, the contrast of the blood versus the white makeup, I mean, you can make out every individual dye. You can almost see blood cells. I swear, it's an incredible picture. And I think I'd have to go and look. I guess the only other one that was shot on film and then finished at 4K recently with newer technology was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I loved that release, but I honestly think that Joker beats that. I think this is a better release than that. The image quality here is so near perfect. I'm probably going to compare every subsequent 4K release this year to the Joker. So that's a tough look for everybody else, where this is coming out in the first week of 2020. Wow. First week of 2020, and everybody else is going to have to compare to it for the rest of the year. But I think you're going to have a hard time beating this. The visuals are awesome on this release. Now, the audio is a Dolby Atmos track, which is really nice. I forgot to mention the HDR also does have Dolby Vision, so if you have those capabilities, even better. But the audio is a Dolby Atmos track, and it does sound very good. This movie is already nominated for Golden Globes for Best Score, and so the music is incredible. There isn't a whole lot of action. Dialogue is very clear. It's largely a dialogue-driven movie with lots of impactful music, and the score is excellent. So you don't get the most use out of the Atmos track, but when they do play music and they pump that score up very loudly, or they take from, there's a scene at the end where they're playing music while he dances on the stairs, and that music really bumps. The Atmos really comes into play there. You can feel that filling the room. Other than that, there aren't a ton of kind of moments for the Atmos height speakers and object-based surround to really take full advantage. That's not to say this is a bad audio track. It's just a matter of the movie is what it is. It's not Transformers. It's a much slower drama, dialogue-driven, and everything is crystal clear and pristine. But it's not going to be a reference quality audio track. It's very good, and it's an excellent Atmos track, but you're not getting the full use of your system just because of what the movie is. So that's something to be aware of. As blown away as you're going to be with the visuals, the audio is going to be a pretty standard experience just because of what this movie is all about. So now, packaging and special features. I've just got the standard 4K here from Warner Brothers slipcover. I love this artwork. It's super minimalist. I always like that. You've got some information on the back about the movie. Then opening it up, same artwork here. And then, kind of lame disc art, just a red for the 4K, black for the Blu-ray. So not much going on there. Although the black case with all the black art, it looks really sleek on the shelf. There's also a steelbook available, which I didn't really like. I honestly think I like this art better than the steelbook, but if you want to go for that, that's also available. It does come with the digital code, and it should be redeemable in 4K, although it says it's not redeemable in 4K in Canada. For some reason, they make that note on the back, so only in the US you can redeem this in 4K. And then special features, there's a making of behind the scenes, there's a look at the creation of the film, there's alternate takes with Joaquin Phoenix, there's costume tests, and there's a whole bunch of behind the scenes stuff, which is really cool because it's an interesting movie. Joaquin Phoenix is such a character. What a method actor. Like, it's cool to go into his head and see some of the behind the scenes stuff. And it's also incredible that Todd Phillips, a guy who makes Old School, he makes the Hangover movies, like, he comes out with this masterpiece of a Joker movie, which people are saying is one of the best movies of 2019, if not, of all time. Its ranking on IMDb is crazy high. It's like an 8.8 out of 10, which ranks it right up there with classics, in the top 50. So there's just an incredible story there where Todd Phillips comes out of nowhere and makes this incredible movie. But the 4K picture quality is absolutely outstanding. I highly recommend buying the 4K. It is going for what looks to be $30 everywhere that I checked, but I don't think you're going to find a better 4K release. I honestly think that this looks better than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I think it looks better even than 2001: A Space Odyssey, which is always my reference 4K disc. This is my favorite 4K disc to date. I haven't seen anything with this level of the detail, and just the excellent camera work and the HDR grading is so good. Audio is going to be pretty average, but you do get a nice Atmos track, and then it is actually loaded with some good special features, so you're getting your money's worth by buying this on physical media. I would highly recommend buying it on physical and not on digital, because I think the digital copy's not going to be as good. You're going to get some compression, black levels aren't going to be the same, the HDR is not going to be as good being passed through a digital copy as it will be coming straight off a disc into your system, and so I highly recommend going with the disc if you can. I'm sure the 4K digital is also outstanding, but it probably looks about as good as the Blu-ray does, and you're probably not getting taking full advantage of that 4K digital intermediate and the excellent visuals that are on this disc. So definitely worth the $30. If you're going to buy this on day one, go with the 4K. It is one of the best that I've ever seen. So thanks for watching this review, guys. I'll leave a link where you can get Joker on 4K down in the description. It does come out on January 7th, so there's a few days before it does release. Thank you to Warner Brothers for sending this early. I'm happy to be able to check these out early for you guys and let you know if they're worth it before you go and drop $30-40 on release day on some of these titles. On this one, it's a no-brainer. Go for it. You're not going to go wrong buying a 4K here. But yeah, thank you to Warner Brothers for sending that early. I truly appreciate that. And thank you all for watching this review. Remember to subscribe, check out all the links down in the description, and also remember to like the video and let me know what you thought about the Joker. I really want to hear from you guys. And let's see if we can get this video up over 1,000 likes again and share this, because 4K physical media is important. It's important to me. I want to see more great releases like this that don't just go to digital or don't get 4K only on digital. They get physical media releases. It's really important to support these when they do a great job. And you know, Warner Brothers has been one of the best at their 4K, and Joker's no exception. So let's go support them. Like I said, there's a link in the description where you can pre-order on Amazon, and that helps support my channel, so I appreciate that. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'll be talking to you soon. I have some more content on the way, some more exciting videos, reviews, and all kinds of stuff to talk about. So thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.